Meanwhile, the National Council of Churches of Kenya has urged Azimio leader Raila Odinga to exhaust all the channels provided for in the Constitution and law of Kenya before resorting to mass action. The clerics, who have been calling for dialogue between President William Ruto and Raila Odinga, now say that they are ready to mediate the dialogue so as to end the mass protest organized by the opposition. Our reporter Whitney Akinyi has more.
Amidst the simmering country's political tension and unrest due to the opposition demonstrations that took place on Monday and are set to take place twice a week as from next week, the National Council of Churches of Kenya have today met to address the issue, among others facing the country. Speaking at the Jumuiya Conference and Country Home in Limuru, the General Secretary of NCCK, Reverend Canon Chris Kinyanjui, reminded Kenyans that it is their duty to adhere to the Constitution in all their activities and engagements.
We remind all Kenyans that each of us is obligated to adhere to the Constitution in all activities and engagements. For without this, the nation will collapse. We are therefore deeply concerned that the crisis we are finding ourselves in as a nation is a result of failure to honor the Constitution.
He further commended the president for the good work he has been doing since he took power 6 months ago, and while at it mentioned the importance of a strong opposition in the country in order to keep the government in check. He reminded the president that the government should provide space and freedom for Kenyans to peacefully disagree with and even oppose the government, as it is constitutional.
The provisions in the law for security agencies to provide security and directional guidelines for demonstrators should be adhered to. The use of lethal force resulting in deaths of demonstrators must be avoided at all costs, and any persons who breach this should be held to account.
The canon went ahead to appeal to the president to divert the attention of the nation on the crippling drought and famine that is continuing to ravage the country, adding that the suffering is worsened by a government that is focused on politicking rather than providing a solution. He also urged the government and state agencies to protect media freedoms, claiming that the recent declarations of live coverage are misplaced and that the notice should be withdrawn.
We appeal that you rivet the attention of the nation on the crippling drought and famine that continue to ravage the country, which has increased the cost of living radically. The assertion that live coverage of the demonstrations on Monday and other actions by Kenyans are incitement is misplaced, and any notices to that effect should be withdrawn.
While addressing the opposition leader Raila Odinga, the canon urged that the party's actions and pronouncements should be in line with the Kenyan Constitution, further stating that he should endeavor to discourage lawlessness and lead by identifying solutions to problems facing Kenyans.
We urge that you promote recognition and adherence to the Constitution and the laws of Kenya. It is not fitting for a leader to be seen to encourage lawlessness or to promise that constitutionally established offices can be abolished in the streets.
At the same time, he urged Kenyans to resist all provocations and incitements to engage in violence or acts of lawlessness and follow leaders who offer solutions and not those expounding on existing problems.
We appeal to all of us to resist all provocation and incitement to engage in violence or acts of lawlessness. We have too many problems as we individually seek to care for our families, so let us search for and follow leaders who offer solutions, not those who perpetually focus on expounding problems and passing blame.
For Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Whitney Akinyi.